Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into one of the most powerful books on personal finance, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. But remember that this is not your typical finance book. It's not about stock tips or fancy charts. It's about how our behavior and mindset around money are what really make us rich or broke. So grab a notebook because by the end of this video you will walk away with 10 simple but life changing money habits you can start today. So let's get into it. The first money habit is save money without a goal. Most people think saving is only for buying something big. For example, a car, a house, or a wedding. But Morgan says save just to save because saving gives you options, freedom, and security. So you need to make saving a regular habit, not just because a response to a future purchase. For example, imagine you suddenly lose your job, having 6 months worth of expenses saved up. That gives you breathing space and the power to say no to toxic jobs or bad clients. So, savings are not about what you plan to do, they are about what you did not plan. The second habit is let the compounding do the heavy lifting. Here is something wild. Warren Buffett made over 90% of his wealth after the age of 60 because of compounding. You don't need to be a genius investor, you just need to start early and be patient. So, start investing as early as possible, even small amounts. For example, $100 invested monthly at 10% annual return is equal to $200,000 in 30 years. So, the powerful force in wealth building is time plus patience. The number three habit is avoid lifestyle inflation. Earn more, spend more, that's the trap. When your income grows, so do your expenses. It's called lifestyle inflation and it keeps you from getting rich. So, what you need to do is keep your lifestyle stable for a few years, even if your income doubles. For example, you get a raise and instead of buying a new car, you invest the difference. In 10 years, your investments might be worth more than the car ever was. So, wealth is built by not spending when you don't need to spend. The fourth habit is know what enough means. Morgan tells the story of a hedge fund manager who lost everything trying to get even richer when he already had millions. Why? Because he did not know what enough looked like. So define your enough number and stick to it. For example, if your goal is $2 million for retirement, don't keep chasing $10 million and risk it all. So knowing when to stop is a superpower. The fifth habit is respect luck and risk. One person gets rich in crypto, another loses their life savings. Same market, different outcomes. That's because luck and risk play a huge role in money. So don't blindly copy someone's strategy. Learn from principles, not outcomes. For example, just because someone made money doing X does not mean you will. And if you fail, it might not mean you did something wrong. So stay humble, recognize what you cannot control. The sixth habit is don't aim for perfect decisions. Aim for consistency. You don't need the best stock. You just need a strategy you can stick with. Choose a final plan that is good enough and stick with it even during rough times. For example, an average index fund held for 30 years often outperforms those chasing hot tips every week. So the perfect plan is useless if you cannot follow it. Go for a reasonable plus consistent plan. The seventh money making habit is always leave room for errors. Life is uncertain, plans go wrong, the market crashes, your business flops, your roof leaks. Morgan says always leave a margin of safety. So keep an emergency fund. Don't invest 100% of your money in risky assets. For example, keep 6 months of expenses in cash. Don't invest borrowed money unless you are prepared for losses. So the room for error is the cost of survival. And the eighth one is be humble about predictions. Most experts get their predictions wrong. That includes financial gurus. So stop betting your future on guesses. Focus on what's in your control. Saving, patience, asset allocation. For example, in 2020, no one predicted how fast the market would bounce back after the crash, but those who stayed invested won. So you don't have to predict the future to be rich, you just need a strategy that works even when you are wrong. The ninth one is personal finance is personal. Copying someone else's financial decisions does not always work because their life is not your life. So build a plan that suits your goals, risk tolerance, and personality. For example, a 25-year-old YouTuber can take more risk than a 55-year-old nearing retirement. One might go all in on growth stocks, the other might prefer bonds and real estate. So ignore trends, design a strategy that works for you. And the last one is wealth is what you don't see. Someone driving a Lamborghini is not necessarily rich. They just spend a lot of money. Real wealth is invisible, it's in savings, investments, and freedom. So don't feel pressure to show off your wealth. Let your bank account grow quietly. For example, millionaires often drive used cars and live with modest homes because they are focused on keeping money, not just spending it. So, the flashier your lifestyle, the harder it is to get truly wealthy. So, there you have it, 10 powerful money habits from the psychology of money that can change your financial life. Which of these habits are you already practicing, and which one do you need to start right now? If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and hit that subscribe button for insights on money, investing, and personal growth. And remember, being good with money is not about IQ, it's about behavior. Make small, smart decisions and give them time. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.